In a defiant display, Fani Willis seems to confront her detractors in her speech at a black church regarding the Trump case. Greetings, everyone. Today we will be focusing on the subject of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who recently delivered a powerful speech at a black church. In her address, she courageously confronted the criticism surrounding her handling of the Trump case. She adamantly defended her reputation against unwarranted attacks and emphasized her unwavering dedication to upholding the law. Willis has faced significant backlash for indicting Trump and his associates for election interference in Georgia. Despite the ongoing legal challenges she faces, she remains resolute in her pursuit of justice, tirelessly working towards her purpose. Without any further delay, let us now proceed with our discussion. At a black church near Atlanta, Fani Willis delivered a resolute address on Thursday. While she refrained from explicitly naming individuals, it was evident that her remarks were directed towards Donald Trump and those who have voiced disapproval of her inquiry into the former president's endeavors to overturn the outcome of the 2020 election in Georgia. During her tenure as the Fulton County District Attorney, she brought charges against Trump and 18 of his associates, sparking a wave of criticism that persisted for months. This backlash included both racist and sexist comments, as well as scrutiny surrounding her decision to appoint a special prosecutor with whom she had a romantic relationship. Addressing the congregation, Willis expressed that her friends often express concern for her well-being. She shared the exhausting reality of being a black woman who is subjected to both attacks and objectification. Willis specifically mentioned the derogatory use of her name, Fani, which is used to demean her by reducing her to a sexualized body part. Notably, Trump himself has mocked her name, pronouncing it as Fanny during a rally in Ohio. Despite this, his campaign declined to provide any comment on the matter. Willis further explained that her father, a strong and enlightened black man, bestowed upon her the name Fani Taifa, which carries the meaning of prosperous people in Swahili. Willis's response to critics has gained notoriety, but her public statements have become a point of contention in Trump's defense and have faced scrutiny from the presiding judge. The case is currently on hold as it undergoes review by a Georgia appeals court to assess Willis's involvement. Speaking at the annual planning meeting of the Georgia AME Church, which took place in a suburban Marietta church, Willis assured the audience that she remains unfazed by the attacks against her, despite concerns expressed by her friends. "I urge you all not to be bothered by insults directed towards me. I can assure you that I do not let them affect me," she confidently declared, receiving resounding support throughout her 25-minute address. "My focus is on working tirelessly, utilizing every God-given talent to fulfill the purpose that God has bestowed upon me. These insults do not deter me from my mission." Reaffirming her dedication to upholding the law within her jurisdiction, Willis remains resolute in her pursuit of justice for all individuals, without any exemptions. This unwavering stance extends to her position on potentially prosecuting a former president, as she emphasizes the principle that no one is immune to legal consequences. The August indictment alleges that Trump, along with several others, engaged in a comprehensive plot to unlawfully overturn the 2020 presidential election results in Georgia, where Trump narrowly lost to Democrat Joe Biden. While 4 defendants have entered guilty pleas as part of negotiated agreements with prosecutors, Trump and the remaining individuals maintain their innocence. Since the indictment, Willis has become the focus of investigations by Republican lawmakers both in Atlanta and Washington. One particular clash has been with U.S. Representative Jim Jordan, who serves as the Republican chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Jordan has openly questioned Willis's motives and has gone so far as to demand records from her office. In a recent statement, Willis seemed to once again criticize Jordan, remarking, "We are witnessing politicians who are neglecting their responsibilities. There is an individual in Washington, D.C. who has held elected office for 17 years, but has not managed to pass a single law." Despite these remarks, Jordan, who has been in Congress since 2007, did not provide a response when asked for comment. Trump's defense lawyers have raised concerns about a speech delivered by Willis at a renowned black church in Atlanta earlier this year. They argue that her remarks, which touched on race and religion, were inappropriate and could potentially prejudice the jurors against their clients. These arguments have been employed in an ongoing campaign to either remove Willis from the election interference prosecution or have the entire case dismissed. The campaign against Willis initially began when her romantic involvement with attorney Nathan Wade was revealed. Wade had been appointed as a special prosecutor for the case by Willis herself. The defense attorneys assert that this relationship created a conflict of interest, as Wade allegedly used his earnings to finance vacations with Willis. Judge Scott McAfee of Fulton County Superior Court made a ruling in March that acknowledged a potential wrongdoing, but concluded that it did not warrant the removal of Willis from the case as long as Wade was no longer involved. Shortly after the ruling, Wade chose to resign. Recently, the Georgia Court of Appeals agreed to re-examine the case, prompting Trump's legal team to request oral arguments earlier this week. In response, Willis's legal team filed a motion on Wednesday to dismiss the appeal, asserting that there is inadequate evidence to overturn the previous decision made by the lower court. While the lower court ruling is being reviewed, the case against Trump and the other 8 defendants involved in the appeal has been temporarily halted by the appeals court. As a result, it is highly probable that the trial against Trump, which is one of 4 criminal cases he is facing, will not commence before the upcoming November general election, during which Trump is anticipated to secure the Republican nomination for president. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.